my drill press. This drill press is here for one purpose only, and yes, drilling holes, but it is for drilling holes with this guy. This is a 35mm sawtooth in Forstner style, and it is for those hinges. Okay, these are a cabinet hinge for kitchen cupboards. The T-track on my fence allows me to bring my stops that I had for the compound miter saw up there down to here. So I can set these guys wherever I want. Lock it off, do the same on the other side, lock it off, and then I can slide my door backwards or forwards, so it will have exactly the same height from the bottom of the door and the top of the door always. That's the main reason it's here. I can also drill by using a hold down, and I've got a couple of hold downs in here, I think. Yep. These guys here, they can slide into the T-track that I've put in the base. Whoop, in you go. And I can hold bits of timber down, tighten it up. There's another one on the other side if I need to as well. That's not a piece of timber, that's my hand, obviously. Anyway, move that off. Now, whilst I'm drilling holes, I was getting a whole lot of rubbish go everywhere. You know, there's so much stuff. All you're doing is pulling timber out, turning it into sawdust and shavings and throwing it everywhere. Well, I built this manifold, and this manifold has got toggle clamps on it, and it locks onto my drill press. Now, if you have a look at a drill press, there's really not much there to anchor onto. So I created a hole that's just the same size as just above where the quill comes out, or the quill for the chuck. So I can slide this up, pull these guys back, slide it up to where I want it to go, push that there and that there. It's not going anywhere. Now, you're probably saying to me, well, good on you, Dave. What's that do? It's made out of 3 layers of plywood. 1, 2, 3. Not that you can see that, so I'll show you a little bit closer. There. You'll see that the top is one section, the middle is a chamber between the drill and my dust collection port, and on the underside it has a 4-inch port built in to take a 4-inch hose. And it's probably not making all that much sense either right at the moment, but I'll put it back on. Now I'll get this guy, and this is my hose onto my overhead system, which I've told you all about before. So the overhead system is running the high pressure, low volume, and it goes into the top of the manifold there. Now, the next thing, I put the drill bit in, whichever one I'm going to use, and then I've got this, and I slide it up under there, and it's a nice tight fit. It's not going to go anywhere. And there we go, around to there, and then when I drill a hole, it comes down over the piece. I don't know if you can see that, and it travels down, closes everything off, and all the dust gets sucked up through the top. Now I can do that because I've created a whole heap of holes on the inside there. You might be able to see them there on the inside. You see it against my blue shirt possibly. Okay, so there's a whole heap of holes in here. So when this comes down onto the bench, I'm not creating too much of a vacuum. I still have airflow, which allows the air to come up and through the dust extraction system. This works really well. I love it. When I turn this drill on, I turn my dust extraction system on as well. Here we go. You can hear it. It works beautifully. So I put that on there. Let's turn that off. And then I can slip this on here. You can hear it. Start up again. So when I close it down, you can hear it sucking through all these small holes that I've drilled around the base. And I do my drill the thing, turn it off, it clears the line. I'm going to see it in action? Bet you do. So we take it off to put the bit in. Where's my chuck key? That's in now. That's in. I've built it so that I can collapse this down around it. Now I'm not going to do this in any high-tech manner. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole. Let's just close that off so it's not going to go anywhere. I can bring this one in and close him off. He's not going anywhere either. That's got it held pretty well. They're clamps as well. How cool is this? Turn it on and drill a hole. Done. One hole for a European style hinge. And to prove it works, there you go. Do you see any dust here? None. No dust whatsoever. No dust anywhere. Not even in the back line. Look, nothing there, all gone. This works brilliantly. When I built this unit, I made sure that it was ergonomically designed as well. So when I was standing in front of it, I wasn't having to lean towards it at all. I had a plinth under there that was set back a little bit further than the cabinets, so that my feet and my toes in particular had somewhere to go, so that my tummy, which is getting bigger, could get closer to the bench top. So I could be there and see things easier. So I'm not standing way back and trying to think, where am I with that cut? I can see the lines because I can get closer. Now, when I made that plinth, I thought to myself, I could double up and save and hide my 5-inch dust line rather than taking the whole dust line under the floor. I thought it'd be easier and more accessible if I had the whole dust line above the floor, but behind this plinth. So to that extent, following along from there, what I did was I built the plinth about 300 millimeters deep by 150 high, so in imperial, 1 foot wide by 6 inches tall. I have a 5-inch dust line runs in front of that plinth, and I've got a false kickboard in front of that dust line. So I can unscrew that kickboard and get to the dust line at any time I want to maintain it. I nearly built the dust line into it totally and buried the whole thing in there, and I thought, oh my God, if I had a tear in it, I'd be in all sorts of strife. So I fixed it. So right from day one, I built it this way. And I've got some photos here that you can have a look of. And of course, Barry's there as well. He was very curious to see what was going on as we were building it. When I say we, it was he was watching and I was actually the one doing. So you can see the dust line coming out at the end of the unit at the moment, and as I say, the dust line comes up under my docking saw, and it works brilliantly. I've gone with the theme of using the same kitchen benchtop material. It's laminate, everything slides on it easily, it's just easy to keep clean, nothing drags, it holds its form well, it's sealed top and bottom so it doesn't warp or twist when I've got it from expansion or swollen fibres from moisture. Nothing affects it, except for fire, I guess. We won't talk about that, don't want any of that here. Anyway, this is my docking station. And further down the track, I will be adding more to it. I'm going to add more cabinets. I've only got to here with the wall on the back. I'm going to go further. Down there, I don't know what I'm going to do with all of that, but it's all a state of flux. Thanks for watching. I hope you found it enjoyable and maybe picked up a few ideas for your own workshops. See you later.